Dwann B. Black History commercial. Take
one, and here comes the 2 to the 3 and 4.
Hold up. Celebrate our warriors and scholars. Black history on a t-shirt. Black people don't owe anybody anything but an ass whooping. Yeah. Mothers of the movement, our scholars. Instead of wearing a sports jersey with someone else's name on your back, celebrate our leader's name on your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Get yours now at Hotep-Ish.com/shop. Free shipping on all orders over $75. Also, get your Black American music family tree at incenseandashtrays.com/shop. 400 years of music created here in North America exclusively by Black Americans on one piece of artwork.
Go? We here? Yeah, we here. I'm back, motherfuckers. Bringing that intelligent shit talk. That intelligent-ish talk. Adjusting this microphone, making sure you niggas can hear me. Yeah. I thought some shit was gonna change up. And it didn't. So yeah, we here. Back on a comedy press. Salute to Craig Smith. The only thing that's disturbing me is the fact that Craig's picture's right here. Fuck is this, man? Craig, what the fuck you got over here? Why I got, that's disturbing me on this camera, man. God damn. Not the album, the KBLA picture right here. Like this nigga Craig, nigga looking like Curious George over here, or like just right in my pockets. This nigga like he about to steal from my pockets. Every time I look at the camera, I'm like, get your hands out my pocket. God damn, got a little midget Craig right next to me. Hey, how y'all doing, man? I'm glad to be back here at the Comedy Press and all this good shit. Man, I ain't bring no glasses, man, so this light got my high-ass eyes boining. Yeah, nah, it's all good. Now you gotta light the place right. I get it. I ain't tripping. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the whole Shannon thing, but first, I wanted to talk about this shit last week. And I was actually gonna come last week, but I had a dental scare. I thought that shit that the dentist, you know what I mean, had to make sure my shit was right. Well, I wanted to address this last week, but I wasn't here, so I'm gonna address it today. Why don't you niggas leave Deion Sanders alone? Like, I know the issue's dying off and finally, but for all you lingering niggas mad at Deion Sanders, ask yourself, if HBCUs are that important to you, what the fuck is you doing to save HBCUs? I get tired of all these, I'm gonna sit back and watch while one nigga save the world ass niggas come running around complaining about some shit. If you ain't willing to do shit to save HBCUs, why you mad at Deion? What, you thought he was supposed to be underpaid the rest of his life, mowing grass, getting his car broken into, so you could be like, ooh, he's at an HBCU. You know why, like, and I don't want to offend nobody, and I don't mean to offend, but I gotta say it. I don't believe you HBCU niggas anyway when y'all talk about y'all school pride. It's always the HBCU niggas be loudest. They be the main ones be in they goddamn 60s talking about they went to Howard 40 years ago and they still got student loan debt. The fuck you got student loan debt for and you still got a Mercedes car note left on your balance? When you went to school, it was a Honda car note, but you ain't been paying that motherfucker. Now it's a Mercedes car note on that motherfucker. And you got school pride? You worked for that degree. The school didn't give you shit. You studied, nigga, you took the test. So what the fuck are you happy at these niggas for? Like, and I'm not mad. It's just that, like, look, and I have no issues with HBCUs. I have an issue with college in general. I went College is the biggest goddamn scam. Now, if you have a particular trade that you got out of that school and you working in a particular profession, you're a lawyer, you're an architect, engineer, that's a little different story because you literally have to go to school to get to that, to cross that bridge. But the school don't get no credit. You did all the goddamn work. You know what I realized, Sarah, when I went to college? I was at my graduation. And you know what I realized? I said, my whole life, grown people been telling me this is where I need to go. This is gonna change my life. I was thinking, one, I don't feel any smarter today than I did yesterday. And two, I was thinking, all college is a place where a nigga said, hey, read that book. That's all college is. You get a cluster of classes. They say, hey, look, nigga, first of all, give me your money. And every year, every semester, we're going to charge you more than we did last year. And you got to pick one class from this cluster of classes, another class from this cluster of classes. You read the books, you do the homework, you put in all the work, you spend that time away from your family, you spend that time not making money, listening to us bullshit you. And then when you read enough books that went to our liking, you gonna get a little bullshit ass piece of paper and a whole bunch of goddamn debt. Now tell me what the fuck pride is there to having that? And that be the thing, Sarah. So my thing is this. This is the reason why I don't believe these HBCU niggas. Because these schools are underfunded. Where the fuck is your alumni base? If you really do give a fuck about your school like that, you should be an alumni and put money in that motherfucker. Oh, you say you don't have enough money to put in and be an alumni? That mean that school didn't teach you enough goddamn information if you didn't. If you still struggling day to day, you should have just been a plumber. You probably would have more disposable income if you were. So all I'm saying is I'm not shitting on anybody who went to college, any particular school in particular. All I'm saying is stop all this fake, we need to save HBCU shit unless your ass is an alumni. Because when I was in college, I remember I went to Cal State Northridge, but I used to party at UCLA all the time when I was in college. I was like my party school. And I had friends that played on the basketball team. And I remember this one story in particular. I remember one year, it's like 05, 06, sometime around there, UCLA had wore these black uniforms. And these black uniforms is dope as fuck. So the next season, they never wore the black uniforms. They only wore the powder blue ones. And I asked somebody, like, why ain't y'all wear the black uniforms again? And they were like, because the alumni didn't like it. And I was like, for real? Why did I tell that story? Alumni that donate to the school are powerful. You can change the course of a school. When these white boys want a particular coach at the University of Alabama or Florida State, the alumni putting out that bread. And if the school ain't producing enough alumni to put out that bread, what the fuck are they doing? You gotta ask that question. So I'm gonna put a button on this whole Deion Sanders issue by saying this. Leave that man alone. He did what he could do. He brought attention to the HBCUs. He put a spotlight on it. It's 1,000 NFL niggas out there that are retired. Let the next one get a job. Let the next HBCU hire another former NFL guy. I'm sure Ed Reed want to coach somewhere. Nigga, Ray Lewis. What would happen if Ray Lewis coached that goddamn Grambling with all that dancing he do? Can you imagine a Ray Lewis dance before a Southern game? Shit. Just hire the next nigga and keep pushing on. Let Deion do what he do. And if you not are doing and what you want Deion to do, if you're not sacrificing money, if you're not taking a third of what you can take, or not even a third, because he was getting $300,000, he was offered $5 million. If you're getting 25% of what you could get in the name of black folks, if you taking on extra job duties like mowing the school lawn for black folks, if you're doing all those things Deion did to make his situation pop, and you still doing it, and you see he stopped, then yeah, I understand why you're frustrated. because you're actually someone that's out there making less money because you're paying it forward for black people. So if that's you, I'm not talking about you because I'm not saying Deion's the only one. There's plenty of black people out there who are sacrificing money or whatever for the greater good. If that's you, you ain't who I'm talking about. But if you that motherfucker that's out there getting every dime you can get, spending every dollar you can spend, not paying your cousin back so you can go ahead and get that new shirt that came out or whatever, then shut the fuck up. Leave Prime Time alone. He ain't no sellout. He ain't no coon. He's a football coach. He ain't Moses, nigga. Deion never professed to save all the black civilization through the game of football. He ain't come up with no 10 football commandments like they did the 10 crack commandments. He didn't do that. Deion just said, I want to win. And the motherfucker won. Take what you got and shut the fuck up. With respect. Now, speaking of, how can I say this? In the name of getting checked, Shannon Sharp, boy. That boy got put in this place today. And let me tell you something. I laughed my ass off. Cause yeah, I'm pro-black. Yeah. Y'all know I am. But when you deal with these kind of Negroes that can go around and whenever a black person like Kyrie Irving do something out of line, you the first nigga that want to step up and be like, that was wrong. Well, when it's your turn for your nigga wake up call, I'm eating my popcorn and I'm laughing. Before I even go, without further ado, Sarah, you got the video queued up? Before I get to running my goddamn mouth, for those of you who haven't seen it, we're going to play the video all the way through, and then we're going to rewind it and break it down step by step, all right? Is that a deal? All right, Sarah, roll the video, then we're going to laugh at this shit.
This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he's still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No.
Yeah, I did what I
never
did.
said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better
way
than you.
better.
See what you do? You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal
Put your glasses back on.
Can I finish? You're willing to take a personal shot at me to say this man is better than me because I say he's playing bad this year?
Well, because you just
Go ahead.
you disrespect him. It's just so. You know what? It's beneath your
You would
dignity.
disrespect me to support him.
No, well, I'll support him over anybody because he's the greatest player who ever played your game, and it's by far.
Have at it.
Okay,
Take off,
I'm going to have at it because I'm going to have at you because what happened yesterday? The Bucs defense was horrendous.
Now rewind. Now bring it back in and rewind it back to the beginning because we. Oh my God!
This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he's still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question.
Okay, we back. Yeah, man, that shit was funny as fuck, y'all. Shannon lost his composure. And y'all saw the way Skip Bayless was playing all coy and he was basically like, what are you mad at? Skip was throwing shots. Yeah. On national TV. And Shannon couldn't take it. And people are like, man, look, Skip Bayless was the beginning of the end for sports TV for me. Let me talk to some of you young niggas out there because y'all weren't around. Skip Bayless came around. ESPN was purchased by Disney in 2001. Check my years, it's off the top of my head. I might I might be wrong. So one of you niggas in the chat room, it's somebody in the chat room that's gonna be like, Dwann's wrong. It was 2002. Whatever. 2001. I think that's when Disney bought ESPN. That's when ESPN changed. Before ESPN was purchased by Disney, you used to have tree trimming contests on them in the middle of the day. Goddamn thigh fitness programs in the morning and infomercials at night. And it basically only talked about sports, and you had Sports Center, and it was it was basically games happening in Sports Center. And then when Disney bought ESPN, it turned into a whole drama series. And I remember that was 2001. That was my second year of college. That was the year 2001 was the year the Lakers beat the 76ers in the finals 4-1. Philadelphia winning game 1 in overtime. That was that year. And I remember Disney bought, and so when Disney first bought ESPN, it didn't change right away. It really started to change when ABC got that TV deal with the NBA in 2003. See, in 2001, NBC still ran the Sunday afternoon games. Remember that? Yeah, Ma Rashad. Those are the best years for NBA coverage when NBC ran it. Because when NBC ran NBA coverage, they would just say, Michael Jordan passes to Pippen, Pippen shoots a jump shot, 2 points. And then they run back down on the other side of the court. Gary Payton passes it to Sean Kemp on the pick and roll. It was just basketball talk. It wasn't, now look at this guy's stats, and this other guy raised this family real good, and look at this guy, NBA cares. Look at these niggers go to the hospital, and these niggers are happy at this, I'm sorry, these black players are happy at the hospital, donating to the kids. That's what basketball talk is now. Before ESPN and Disney took over, it was basketball. That nigga got fouled, and that nigga fouled him, and 2 free throws, back to the game. Nowadays, you niggas is in love with these grown-ass men. I be questioning some of you dudes. Don't say nothing bad about my favorite player because I love him. You niggas are the worst. But I can't all the way get mad at y'all because when Disney bought it, Disney turned ESPN and by extension all of the sports coverage into fantasy land. And Skip Bayless was a major key in that happening. Because before Skip Bayless, we talked about the game. You'd be like, okay, Amari Stoudemire had 23 points and 17 rebounds, but he got 5 fouls. And what can we do next game to make sure Amari don't foul out or something like that? Or Shaq had 27 points and 10 rebounds, but he looked a little slow on defense. Next game, they're going to have to position Shaq into the short corner to make sure if when the defense, that's how they used to talk basketball. People who actually knew the game. When Skip Bayless came into the equation, that's when it went from describing the game of basketball to this person they average 27% shooting from the right side of the court and 36% shooting from the left side of the court. And if you look at the numbers, that's why at the end of the day, we can all say without a shadow of a doubt, that's why Bob Cousy is better than Michael Jordan. Yeah, they make those kind of arguments based on numbers and shit. Like when Skip came around, it went from having some sort of a level of knowledge about the game to just a super fan that didn't know shit about the sport, but talking like he knew. And that's why you get these niggas on Instagram and Twitter who will come and argue with a nigga like me who's a basketball encyclopedia. You know, that didn't happen because the numbers said. Nigga, did you watch the game though? Do you know where the free throw line extended is, sir, before you argue with me? What's the difference? What's a high-low? What's a flex offense versus a Princeton offense? If you can't answer these questions, shut the fuck up when I'm talking basketball. Because all these niggas do now is, well, the average is this and the average is that. Average ain't even a good way to judge any kind of number. The mean is, I'm sorry, the median is a number you use if you want to be accurate in kind of assertion of numbers. You need to know the median and you need to know the range. Without knowing the range, the average don't mean shit. But for niggas that don't pay attention, that wasn't paying attention in math class, they think an average means something. So that all started when Skip Bayless came around to sports coverage. It went from actually knowing something about the game to, this is my favorite. And it happened when Tony Romo came. Tony Romo was like, Skip Bayless got famous off of shitting on LeBron and praising Tony Romo. That's really what made Skip Bayless. And no matter how many times Tony Romo will fuck up, Skip Bayless will be like, well, because of the numbers and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So Skip Bayless, I've always pointed to him as the beginning of the end of legitimate sports journalism, because it went from being about the sport to some personality thing. And I like this guy. I don't like that guy. Hell, before Skip Bayless, you never knew who your favorite anchors' teams were. Like Skip was the first to like really put out there, okay, the Dallas Cowboys is my favorite team. Before Skip, the announcers and stuff, they never told you who their favorite team was. We never knew who motherfucking Keith Olbermann's favorite team was. We never knew who Stuart Scott's favorite team was, or Bob Levy, or those guys, that original class of sports commentators, Dan Patrick. We didn't know who they liked. They would just be neutral about what they reported. Skip Bayless started bringing all this, I like that guy, and he's a good family man. And that's why half you niggas sound nothing wrong with it, but you do. If that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. But hey, I don't talk about sports in a way of personalities. I talk about sports in a way of just the fucking game, right? So I said all that to say that about Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless was the beginning of the end of legitimate sports journalism. And he's always gotten famous by poking the bear, by saying shit to people that's disrespectful, shitting on athletes. I've never liked Skip Bayless because at the end of the day, y'all know me, I'm not a LeBron fan. I think LeBron's one of the biggest frauds ever. You know, he's the Judas GOAT. He ain't the real GOAT. But I understand marketing, and I understand why a lot of you simple niggas might think he's the GOAT, because I understand marketing, whatever. But I'm not going, if I talk shit about LeBron, I talk about the fact that this nigga in 2009, when it was time to go to the finals against the Orlando Magic, this nigga did not shoot the ball. Like, what the fuck happened? Y'all couldn't beat the Magic without motherfucking Jameer Nelson? The fuck? I talk about it like in the context of the game. As far as his family go, personal life, man, I wish that brother nothing but the best. We can have our athletes we like and dislike, but as long as we keep it about the game, I don't like this player because they never developed this part of their game or that part of their game, or they did this or they did that. If it's about the game, let's have a good basketball discussion. Let's have some fun. Whatever. Let's talk some shit. But when you get into liking these niggas, I'm not into them homoerotic conversations, you grown-ass men. But Skip Bayless brought that shit in. He really, brought in the personality thing. And he also brought in the shitting on people. Just always shitting on somebody. Just because somebody's not Michael Jordan, they ain't shit. That's also a Skip Bayless thing. And I hate that. Because even the worst nigga in the NBA, that nigga is awesome greatness when it comes to basketball. The worst nigga that only played 2 minutes in his career will whoop your ass in basketball, and it won't be close. So I don't believe in totally shitting on players. I believe in, okay, I like this player, I dislike that player, and we're gonna crack a few jokes. We're gonna talk a little shit, but when we done talking shit, we're gonna get back to living life. That's what I'm into. So why am I saying all that? People accepted Skip Bayless. People laugh at Skip Bayless when he's talking about other people. Shannon Sharp sits across from Skip Bayless every fucking day and watches Skip shit on person after shit on person. Matter of fact, he saw Skip shitting on people before he took that job. Because all Skip did over there at ESPN was shit on people. What did you think he was going to do when it came to Fox Sports? You thought he was going to stop shitting on people? So you sit idly by and watch this motherfucker who don't know what he's talking about, look like he has skin cancer, talking all this shit about the gods of basketball, the gods of football. These is as much shit I talk about athletes. At the end of the day, your basketball players, your football players, your boxers, those are the athletic gods. Those are them niggas is they incarnated here to show us what we can do at the greatest heights of our physical capabilities. I got nothing but respect for these athletic gods. We gonna talk a little shit, but don't let it get disrespectful. You know what I mean? And Skip is disrespectful. And Shannon Sharp watches this disrespectful prick disrespect these physical gods every fucking day. And he don't say nothing because Skip is the reason why I'm getting paid. So I ain't gonna say nothing to Skip because Skip ain't sitting on me. Skip is sitting on them other black men. So you get this reaction. Sarah, can you go back? Now I want to go back and play a little bit of this shit and break some of it down. Can you go back and play some of this shit and turn your audio up? I can hear from you from where you are. Because, yeah, you had the audio cracking. I mean, all right. Yeah, you ready?
This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he's still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No,
yeah, I did what I
never
did.
said you were jealous of Baker.
He said, that said sound like a breakup. See? You ever hear the people that be arguing, they be out and they breaking up? That's what you do. That's what you do. Every time I try to go outside, you think I'm going to cheat with another woman. I just want to go smoke my cigarettes, Betty. I just want to smoke my cigarettes, Betty. That's what you do every time. The nigga Shannon hot. Shannon was like, see, again, Skip is a snake. But Skip is a snake that bites every day, all day, and he's been biting for 20 fucking years. And now Shannon getting mad because that's what you do. That's what you do, brother loser. And watch this. You see, Shannon, this is how it works, imagery. Shannon is losing his composure, right? And look at Skip. The more outrageous Shannon gets, Skip, he attacks, hits him with something, and then he falls back into his seat. Body language. Attack, and then, so optically, even if you're not listening, you see, oh, he cool. What's wrong with this nigga? Let's go to the next part. We're going to talk a little bit more.
This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he's still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No,
yeah, I did what I
never
did.
said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got
so
3
what?
Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you
are. That's a message to you athletes. Shannon said, I'm in the Hall of Fame. And what did Skip say? So what, nigga? You ain't white? You ain't Brady? Fuck a Hall of Fame. Tom Brady ain't even in the Hall of Fame yet. And you in the motherfucker. And he's still better than you. Like, see, this is a message to a lot of you athletes. And I used to get this a lot when I would be around like a lot of, and I still do when I'm around like athletes. Pro athletes really think that they, and I don't want to sound like a hater. I just want to sound this as a cautionary tale. Pro athletes really think that they're important. I remember I would be around when the NBA had its lockout in 2011. I would go up to UCLA and I'll be in the men's gym doing summer workouts, and I'll be around a lot of the players after the players union meetings. I used to get those Billy Hunter memos. He was the president of the NFL Players Association at the time, and Derek Fisher was the vice president. And Derek Fisher got caught up doing some nefarious things with the whole collective bargaining agreement deal. And I remember sometimes I would listen to some of the players kind of just talk at UCLA, just listening to them just have casual conversations after these meetings. And they'll be like, man, these owners really don't care. they really think that we just these commodities. And I'd be like, yeah. But they would literally be befuddled. They would really think that these owners cared about them. And that's so sad. And to me, that shows misguidance from the black adult population. As adults,